I'm alive. I've done it. I'm now 2 weeks. Well, almost done. Technically, yes. 2 weeks as of today. My urban school, elementary school job into it. That's what I meant to say. I'm a music teacher, not a language arts teacher. Okay. It has been 2 weeks, and I already wish I did like 1,000 things before day 1 and day 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. I guess first off, people would want to hear about management in an urban district. Yeah, that's one of my wishes that I had. I have ideas, and my room's not completely set up. But I mean, like, what music room is completely set up when you're a first-time teacher, or this would be your first full-time. The job wasn't even full-time to begin with before you, and it wasn't full-time in a sense of the teacher moved from this school to another school. So here I am, yeah. What I wish I did first was expectations foremost, which I did, but I wish I followed through more, which means that like you were taking recess away. You were talking about what's going to happen at lunch. You're going to say, what are the consequences for XYZ? I was basically just, don't talk over me. You will get written down for things. But I never followed through. Because one, I never called a parent before. I did today. And I figured out what I should do about that. But two, I had no idea like kind of what the consequences or consequence system was for my school. So there are definitely like office consequences. There's a fight. Someone's hurt. There's an emergency or a medical emergency. Those are like, go to the office quick now. Or go to the office, you're ruining how I'm teaching. I can't teach with you in the class. And then there are like management classroom consequences, which for a specials teacher is different. Sometimes. A lot of it is like, hey, this is who I had trouble in class. And you'll have really good teachers that work with you. You'll also have teachers that are like, okay, sounds good. Guys, be quiet in the hallway. Then we keep going. And it's not very helpful. The other thing is like specials, classroom techniques, or managements that I'm kind of using, or I'm going to use because I haven't put it in yet. I don't even have anything on my wall yet. But if you're great for 5 days, there's a reward. I don't really want to do 5 days just because my specials rotation is not a rotation, it's a set. Like I get these kids 2 times a day, or 2 times a week, and then the other class 3 times a week because each grade K through 6 has 2 classes. So you can't fit everyone in there equally. It flips on the quarter side, but a lot of it is kind of, I wouldn't say up in the air, but there's a lot of like disparity happening between the grades, and that sucks. But it's kind of just where I'm at now. I mean, I didn't get this job until like July, so if you ever get a job that's earlier, get ready to just walk in. And it sucks, but like this is where I want to get into, which is making it great. Rapport. Oh my God, it makes me happy when I can interact with the kids. And then as soon as you figure out what they're into, and then you kind of just let your own nerdiness out. Don't be afraid to be yourself, because not every teacher should be the same for the kid. Be yourself, bring your own nerdiness out, find out what they're into. Big rapport day for me today, 2 weeks in, should have been at least the first week, but I was too busy being like, hey, you're talking over me. Hey, this is how I get at management. This is how I get your respect, because that's how you listen to me, because I'm the teacher. Oh, I ain't gonna listen to you. So, I had a lot of rough classes. I haven't had a rough day. It was maybe like most rough it was yesterday, but that wasn't because of the kids or anything. That was because of me. I felt terrible. But I still went in because I went perfect attendance in August. But what's making it, what kind of flows into management and has been super easy to do is just talk to the kids when you're on an extra duty. maybe lunch duty maybe you have, or after school. I also sound nasally because I had to unfortunately yell at my second grade class. That is the most challenging one to kind of get engaged with music, but I have a plan for that. Maybe I'll talk about that next time. And plans of like specific classes and kind of what you can do with them or things you just can't do with them ever just because of who's in the class. Because you want to teach to everybody. But we'll talk about it later. Anyways, what was I talking about? Rapport. It was easy. Kind of flows in the management. Anyways, I started getting more retention, engagement, especially in lessons that aren't like as thoroughly crafted as I want them to be. So as I'm starting to get to know these kids, I'm starting to get, I guess in the most bland way, more respect. And that kind of earning, or that kind of like getting to know them, or that kind of like spark of them being like, hey, that's a good teacher, listen to them, or that just like all these things that you can get from just learning the kids and them figuring out, oh, you're a human, is so positive. And it's one of the highlights of my day, is just getting to know them. I even asked the kid, hey, you want to play basketball? Because I bet I'm better than you. He's like, no, you're not. And it was my problem kid. It was my problem kid. Did not get to play basketball because he didn't show up. But I may have been screwed. I may have been played. This video might cut off at any moment just because I don't know how big my storage is. What are you guys eating? Oh, that's my bowl. I just barely see it in the light. But anyways, so maybe one of the rewards when they're good for like 5 days is I bring a piggy. Or like everyone gets like a little Hershey Kisses. And if not, I have a bunch of like cool Hershey Kisses that are September flavored or October flavored or pumpkin spice or like Christmas flavored, whatever, winter flavored. That's what I'm kind of thinking for now. I don't know what the reward system is going to be, but because I'm getting more respect and I'm getting to know the kids and I'm actually putting energy out there to get to know them, my management skills are going to be more, what do you say? Not respected, but more effective, and especially more, how do you say it? It's better at teaching them how to be civil people, especially as they get to the next class. I mean, that summer is going to make them go, I don't know how to do music, but as soon as they come in and they start learning the management skills about themselves and then what they kind of need to do in a classroom to kind of learn better and get their tests up and grades and all that, then they can be really good students and they can be really good people. You know, those go hand in hand. So it all starts with, I wouldn't say it all starts, but one of the main contributors to that is them getting to know their teacher as much as possible, that they are human. So that's one of the first things I wish I did, focused on more, was rapport, getting to know them. Wish I did a pre-test so I knew what they were up to. I'm basically just starting from the beginning and then kind of not dumbing it, but like lowering the expectation as I get younger and younger. I have K by themselves, then first and second together, which I don't know if I like that, to be honest. And then, because second is a much bigger jump between, first and second is a much bigger jump than K through first. So I might change that, I might not. And then I have third and fourth, and then fifth and sixth. So anything that I kind of have for fifth and sixth, I kind of lower the expectation for third and fourth. And then lower and lower. Oh, and here's another thing. I wish I knew that the resources I'm given, which is so dumb. For now, it feels like so smart that I should even know this. Or that I do know this. But it feels so, like, what do you say? So, like, obvious that this should be a thing. I have resources. I have a lot of resources that I can use to teach my class. But I have to change it because of the community and culture of my students and the lessons that are being brought to me from my resources. Like, for example, music play and their choices on grade level and what lessons go into that are so baby. I'm not saying music play is not great, but a lot of it is like you have to change it in a way so that it fits your classroom culture. So if I have like a song and it's like Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques. And it's for like third grade. I'm like, that's like first grade stuff. That's like that's like late kindergarten stuff. And I'm like supposed to teach this and get a game out there somewhere and get them engaged. So right now I'm just kind of doing my own thing, figuring out rhythms, notes, then we can get into more instruments. So as the older they get, kind of want them to deal with more instrument stuff. Learn the song, then the instrument with it. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Maybe that's what you're doing, but that's kind of all the wishes that I wish I had or thought of. Like get my room together, expectations, rapport. Well, those go hand in hand. And then a pretest. So those are my things. I mean, this kind of sounds like not just an urban problem. It sounds like a problem for like any class and any new teacher, music teacher, in a job that was half time and then not full time, and then I had to like make sure everything's here, and it was all a mess when I came in. So it's so far there's not a difference besides like there's more personalities, like a lot of personalities, So I'm having a great time, and I hope that if you find yourself in a situation, and that you're like, oh God, I don't want to teach today. Well, just look at what's his name? He's the guy that did the handshake stuff for 5th grade. It was a movie about him. Oh, that's embarrassing. Ron Clark. He said that most of your stuff, most of your feelings will be brought into the classroom. So the only way to counteract that is bring your bubbly self. That's not the exact words, but it was basically you determine your attitude and you can fix it by just flipping that switch. Teaching will make you feel better. Yeah. So come in. You know, your personality affects the classroom. So keep yourself bubbly. Even if you don't want to be bubbly, it'll eventually just make you bubbly at the end of the day. Especially as you're getting through it. So just let yourself fake it until it eventually becomes real. Fake it till you make it. Fake it until it's actually there. So I know my school takes a lot of my emotions and puts it in there. It's like I had to apologize for class because I yelled at them, and they were like, "Oh, he apologized. He's like a human." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I am. I do stuff. I don't live here." So that's kind of my spiel for the day. I will see you guys later. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, oh God, that sounds like a normal email. Put it in the comments. Tell me stuff that you kind of deal with these days, and maybe we can figure it out together. Here we go.